Number 36, Opal Bednarik. 37, Emily Hyman. 41, Talia Talbot. 45, Emily Smolowitz. 69, Rachel Rivera. And 72, Jocelyn Corey. Captains will now take the field for the disc bowl.
Welcome to the second leg of the Asia-Oceanic All-Star Tour. We are here in Philadelphia, where the All-Stars will be taking on Green Means Go. We are live at the Starfinder Soccer Arena. Liam Grant alongside Eileen Regan, better known as Peach. Eileen, are you excited for this game?
I'm very excited for this game.
Yeah, we are back indoors. Lightning is stroking twice, literally, as we find ourselves in a similar situation as the World Ultimate Club Championships playing indoors. Some Irish weather here in Philadelphia has forced us inside, but the teams are here and excited to get this one underway. And I understand you play a lot of indoor ultimate in Philadelphia.
Yeah, the Philadelphia Area Disc Alliance, or PADA, has a number of indoor leagues that they play year-round. So I don't think this change of location will really affect the girls that much. A lot of them play in those leagues for half of the year. So we should see some exciting things.
Great. I think we're going to have a national anthem as well.
And you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, where so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, escaped through the night, and the flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled
And that was the American National Anthem, folks. Some interesting harmonies going on there, but we're minutes away from the opening pull.
Everyone took part.
Yeah, I think Margie Guy, probably the best line there, taking the alto maybe.
Yes, that is what Margie's voice sounds like, very high-pitched.
Yeah, so Margie Guy, one of the captains.
The captain.
The captain. Only one captain, isn't it?
Only one captain this year, yeah. Margie's been kind of the major force behind the coming together of the team this year, and a lot of big decisions were made by her. And she also has a group, like kind of a think tank behind her as well, but she's the leader of that.
Cool. And also Mike Gentile has come on board this year, I believe, as a coach as well.
Yeah, which is very exciting to see. He has a pretty long history of coaching women's ultimate in Philadelphia and around Philadelphia. He's primarily coached the Radnor High School women's team, or girls team, I suppose. He's also had a hand in coaching the UPenn women's team at the college level, and I know he's won multiple awards. I think he has 4 high school girls Coach of the Year awards.
Well, that's quite the accolade. As you see, the team's actually doing like a spirit circle before the game, and they did this yesterday against New York Bent. I think they're just talking about the rules, and also quite a lot of players on the AO All-Star team don't speak English, so just discussing before the game how they're going to deal with that. And yeah, it's just nice for the teams to gather before the game.
Do you think it changes the nature of the game? Like having seen this happen before a game versus happening after the game?
I think it's actually a good idea. I've had teams before at like elite level tournaments asked to do the same. And it was even suggested that we do it by the World Flying Disc Federation before live stream games, just to talk about using hand signals and other things like that that can help with viewers and also just to speed things up. But yeah, I don't think it hurts anyway. You can see they're having a little chat inside there, a bit of laughs going on.
A little bit of dancing.
Yeah, a little bit of dancing, yeah. Hopefully we get some ultimate as well today. I'm not entirely sure who's in the DJ booth, but we're getting some serious dance tunes going on here. And yeah, I got to watch a lot of those indoor games at the World Ultimate Club Championships semis and finals taking place there. And it made for quite a cool atmosphere as the arena was packed, and it's quite like an echo chamber, if you will. It really adds to the atmosphere.
Yeah, I've had experience at smaller tournaments watching the finals where you'll have 100 or 200 people on the sideline of the finals, and that's a really interesting atmosphere to be playing in that you kind of miss out in these like Triple Crown Tour tournaments where fans are more in the stands. And so from what I could see, it seemed like the fans were right up on the sideline at the indoor finals at Worlds. Is that true?
Yeah, and I think indoors 100 can sort of feel like 1,000 people as the noise that bounces around the room. But yeah, interesting game here. Moving indoors because of the weather. We'll actually be playing 6-on-6, and there won't be a point cap as far as I'm aware. So we're just going to have a 90-minute game, which will include a 10-minute half. And so there's 40-minute halves in there, and it'll finish the point when the halftime buzzer goes. But yeah, very interesting. Had to adjust the rules. They realized this pitch is very small, that playing 7-a-side would probably be a bad idea. There won't be much space to play a good ultimate. So new for both teams, but it's going to be interesting. It's a spectacle.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what defensive and offensive strategies they try out, or if they alter some ones that they would use outdoors. You know, see how the offenses react to them and kind of see what works and what doesn't work.
And interesting, we have some game advisors, I believe, for this game. I got them to turn their observer shirts inside out, just so we wouldn't have anything with observer written on it. But I think they're just here to help speed the game up. I know yesterday, the game against New York Brent, fantastic game, Spirit was brilliant. The only problem I had with it was they were taking too long in between points. A lot of the players have just been at the World Ultimate Club Championships where you have someone whistling to get things going. And I think players like it. It just kind of reminds them that they need to speed things up. That's hopefully what we'll be doing here.
One of the observers is actually on my summer league team, and he is kind of an observer for our summer league games sometimes. Like when we're lining up, he'll say something like, okay, hold the line, pulling in 3, 2, 1, and it's fun. It's nice to have someone who knows exactly what they're talking about. I read one of the articles about the Asia-Oceanic All-Star team, and they were talking about how they could improve spirit of the game, and knowing the rules, I think, is one of the most concrete ways you can improve spirit of the game. It's nice to play with people who really value the rules.
Yeah, they actually had a global Spirit Circle event to kick off this tour. The panelists from all over the world come together and talk about spirit in life in general and in the sport, and how it affects different teams culturally, what they think is good spirit, etc. And it was a really thought-provoking discussion. But yeah, hopefully some good spirit on display here. Hopefully they'll remember it, though they have 6 on the line.
Yeah.
And before this game, some of the All-Stars took part in a gum clinic. And have you know much about the work they do? Or
I just know that it's an organization that puts on clinics for youth, girls, and women playing Ultimate in different areas to kind of teach fundamental skills and give them like a safe space to learn the game.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's something that I never experienced as a youngster, getting to have All-Star players from all over the world come coach me for a day. So that's a really cool experience for them. And fair play to everyone involved in GUM for putting that together. You can probably check out more online. Girls Ultimate Movement, I believe the acronym is for. And it looks like we do have 6 on the line.
Looks like green means go is on defense.
Yes, it does. And we have, looks like Bridget Cook is going to have the opening pull. Interesting with no wind in a shorter field. It's going to be interesting. You don't really need your big throwers.
No.
to pull in this smaller venue. You probably need more accurate throws, really.
Right, she's definitely going to have to measure herself and not just put all her gusto, which she has a lot of behind the disc.
And as well to keep that one in bounds. And Moe Samishima sends this, and they come out with a side stack. The All-Stars trying to isolate space. Neil gets the first cut. Now back to Moe.
Hannah Short is on the mark.
Again, grinding out the unders. Ogawa, top scorer in the last game. It's New York Brenda. Now they find some space near corner. Sneha with a great goal. Yeah, that was a quick offensive point.
Very quick.
That's what we were talking about before the game. I was saying to coaches, you know, if you make it a 15-point cap, they'll probably be out here in 30 minutes.
Right.
So I think you're going to have a high-scoring game. We could see things go into the 20s, 30s even.
Yeah, I bet so. That was 30 seconds, I think.
Yeah.
That's Sneha Patil on the goal for.
I'm looking forward to see how Green Means Go will adjust their defense to that quick-moving offense and the small space.
Yeah. Assist coming from Moe Samishima and Sneha, one of our Indian players, getting the goal coming out of Bangalore.
Yeah, I was listening to your and Eileen Morey's conversation about some of the Indian players and saying that they're more familiar with beach ultimate. And I think this indoor smaller field might play into some of those strengths and those experiences.
Yeah, it's pretty cool our sport has such variations in surfaces and weather, and it comes into play. Meehan testing the height of the roof here. Oh, and that one, just out of bounds, but good effort. And she didn't hit the roof, which I don't know what's going to happen if they do.
Yeah, I wonder if they talked about that. That comes in where they hit it, or if it comes in at the end.
I know in WFTF rules, it should be comes in where it hits it, I think, underneath it. But I know at the World Ultimate Club Championships, they decided it would just be a repull, or if it happened in play, it's in the back, because it was supposed to be an outdoor event, you know, so they try to keep it fair.
As similar as possible. This is Naj with the disc.
Yes, the familiar face.
Swinging to Margie. We got up to Burko, and she comes down with it.
And two quick offensive holes. Green Means Go. Do the exact same thing. And look, I think this is what this game's going to be like. It's going to be 20, 30-second points. Surprised that neither team have taken to the air, really. Just playing a small ball, breaking the mark to get space.
I'm hoping that the defenses will shift around to start pushing people out and make these pretty quick unders like a little bit more challenged. So we do see some air balls. We do see some strategic movement and opening up of spaces instead of just rapid fire in cuts.
So that was Elena Rubino, known as Lemur. And I'm wondering where she got that nickname from.
I think she's from Florida, so I'm guessing maybe, or on University of Delaware, it looks like. Maybe we can ask her later.
Hasn't spent any time out in Madagascar, any chance? So yeah, two offensive holes, no turns in this game.
A lot of great disc skill on display here.
And Alicio with the pull. I'm liking the pace of this game. They're not taking too much time deciding lines, getting players out there. Both teams are quite big squads, so they want to get as much field time as they can. Esther up the line to Casey. Esther Davidas. Oh, the goal!
Wow.
Great grab. Adjusts as well and catches with the one hand.
Adjust the hat as she gets up.
It's all about the swag. Oh, that's her first turnover. Not in the bread basket of Esther Davidas.
Hannah Short is picking up the disc.
She swings it to Raven. Going up line, playing a vert stack here. Oh, and defender comes around the corner but can't get there. Ashley Unn. And they give it back. Casey Guo will have another shot of this. And we see her first hook. Catherine Smith has position. Oh, and maybe focuses a bit too much on boxing out there and doesn't get it.
Zoe's also an incredible defender. That was the Green Means Go player challenging her.
front corner of their own end zone. Looking to send it upfield, has to hook it. Could be caught. Oh, decides not to get down and dirty, Emma Policio. This turf a little more hard than a grass field would be.
They didn't have a lot of deep looks there. I was sort of hoping that someone would stretch it.
Yeah, you got to use all the space. Crossfield pass to the big receiver. Nikki Dunmall goes up without much trouble.
All right, some diversity at that point.
Yeah.
Some long throws.
Well, that's a tactic that a lot of indoors teams will use. If you have a big receiver, there's a mismatch there, just float it up. It's pretty easy to read and easy to jump on this hard surface. But that's going to be a big danger that Green Means Go needs to shut down. It looks like it is a timeout being called here. And we see the replay of that great grab.
Oh my gosh, that was amazing. And fixes her hat.
Shiori Agawa, the top goal scorer in the game yesterday. And we see the two Aussies combining. Catherine Smith to Nikki Dunmall. And yeah, you can see the Aussies have a bit of chemistry and find themselves throwing to each other quite a lot. But as the tour goes on, I expect them to develop more chemistry within the different nations. But yeah, Nikki, the tallest player on the team, I think she's going to get a lot of goals this game.
We have a couple. Green Means Go has a couple deep girls. We'll see if they are a little bit smarter about some of their matchups moving forward. I know Megan Kufis is pretty tall. And some of the girls play big. I was talking to a few of them before the game about how some of the girls play that I'm not super familiar with, and they say they play big even when they're small.
That cool pull caught in the back of the end zone. Ishida chasing down well. Now, captain, mind you guys, she's not afraid to put it and hits the area this time. And again, that's a difficult throw in these indoor conditions. You want to maybe throw the hammer or a real arcing pass.
Or maybe not, you know, to maybe an offender coming from the other side of the field.
Definitely don't throw it to the flag anyway. The flag is not on your team.
Not a good idea.
Harry Kim boosts up line, has a deep shot herself. This one, and again running out of space. And you know, defender's going to shut down really quickly in these this indoor field. You're going to run out of space, and that one, she had separation, but just not enough time to actually get it to her.
That was number 10, Dina, with the D.
Now parked on the far sideline. Have to get the swing off. Gets it back to captain.
Margie does it again.
Yeah. Second time lucky. This time the height mismatch stays in bounds.
Snag.
Great grab there. CJ Dawson, one of those Radnor alums. I'm sure has been coached by Mike Gentile in the past.
Yeah, Margie actually went to Radnor High School as well. And went up through that program. There are 4 girls on Green Means Go who played in high school.
I think we're seeing something that's going to develop more in this match is that when there isn't much horizontal space in the field, you start to have to start using the vertical space. As in those last 2 points, the offense is going to the big receiver. So matchups are so important here. You have to really match for height because people are going to close down quite often, as you see Cairo's there, but you know, when you have a few inches less, it's always going to be hard to make that defensive play.
Absolutely.
The score is
So you can see both teams calling timeouts quite early in this game, as I think as the game goes on, they're going to realize what adjustments need to be made. It's not something they're used to, so.
Yeah, everyone's feeling out the space. I'm excited to see some unconventional throws, hopefully, moving forward. I want to see some more hammers, more scoobers. I know that Margie throws those. Emily, Naj, Hyman will also throw those. I'm excited to see some of those get aired out.
Yeah, and as I was saying before when we were talking about this game, really nearly the best hook is the hammer hook or an upside down one because it's not going to be intercepted as easily. It's going to fly over the players. There isn't real much throwing lanes. It's going to land quickly. So this allows the defender to catch up because you're running out of space very quickly. You're faster on the surface as well, as opposed to maybe a softer grass field. But you have to be a bit more creative, a bit more blade or edge on the throw.
That's what we want, more blades, please.
Yeah, I was talking to Dutch team Rut, who got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the mixed division from the Netherlands, and they're saying if they'd made it to the semi-finals, I think they would have won indoors, because they play indoors all the time, and they have
interesting.
these crazy indoor throws. I think any of the other teams actually in the semis who made it there, all the US teams, I think they would have been as used to it. And I think they possibly could have won, or at least that's what they were saying. Now they're quite a confident team.
Yeah.
That maybe not entirely true, but I'm surprised. I'm going to see this game and before that people aren't playing the indoor style you'd see from teams who've been playing it for 20 years, playing indoors. We'll see what matchups they put on Mickey Dunwall, their big receiver here. That's going to have to play a part in this game, make a big adjustment to try and stop that just air out sky ball.
Yeah, maybe they'll put Lindsay Arnone on her. She's an aggressive defender with nice long limbs. I know Mary Carlton, number 7 on green, is also a pretty aggressive defender. Not number 7, she's 7 on the line right now.
Murray Samashima.
Oh, Lindsay's on a handler.
Try to carry. Hits a silent. Samashima, oh! Hits it early. Sneha. Back to Neil. Looking for Mickey. Sends a leading blade. Nice creative throw. Dolman wants to throw the high release backhand. Not towed in. Samashima. Interesting pivot. Now to Neil.
Hammer.
That's what I think the crowd wants as well. Got to throw some upside down throws.
We got a fake of a lefty backhand.
Oh, and it's shot in the end. Eventually Neil grinds it up. And again, not going for a hammer shot. Just swinging around the end zone, waiting for someone to get a free, and Neil finds himself free on the open side. And that's somewhat sacrilegious to think in this kind of small indoor game, is don't be beaten to that near open side.
Yeah.
Make them throw the hammer, make them throw the harder break side throw. But you don't want to be beaten to that front cone.
Yeah, maybe the defender was a little bit flat-footed there.
As you see, Akira Akari with the disc. Eventually Neil from the handler spot just drives up line, little shimmy shoulder.
Nice movement.
So the All-Star team will be in Philadelphia for tomorrow at least anyway. Is there anything they should check out? What's the sightseeing besides the obvious?
Art museum, probably. That's one of the obvious ones. Yeah. I don't know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow, but even if it is raining a little bit, I like walking across the city. It's a very walkable city, lots of things to see. The neighborhoods change.
There's a lot of confusion on the field as that pull hit the roof, and clearly neither team has discussed this beforehand. So
maybe they didn't see that first one.
They're just going to ignore it for now. Maybe talk about it after this point, but I thought that might happen.
All-Stars throwing a zone sort of thing.
Kufis as well. And now the disc goes up to the end zone. Mian in pursuit.
Oh.
This one's going to end up in the fans at the back of the end zone.
The intended receiver, Meg Wad, was on the team when Philadelphia Green Means Go played the College All-Star Tour back in 2014.
An unfortunate turnover there. Meehan cannot find Yahata. Looks like she slipped. She'll have a short field now. The team from Philadelphia.
Oh.
Megan Kufis up line. The attitude at the end zone now throws the crossfield blade. That's the indoor throw you like to see.
All right.
Elena Rubino, aka Lemur, getting that goal. And that is a more classic indoor end zone offense play.
We need to get a lot hyper.
Assist there to Megan Kufis. She's actually going to Masters Worlds next week and playing for a Philadelphia, New York team called Loose Cannon.
Okay. Let's see if they end up playing any finals indoors there. Maybe this is good practice for the Worlds tournaments. Yeah, it was a beautiful crossfield blade. no breaks yet this game.
Some chances.
Yeah, both teams had a chance to break, but not converting it. And Cook will have the ball again. Have you ever watched an Ultimate game with 6 players on the line?
Nothing as professional as this.
Yeah, I don't think I've maybe played 6 as a training when.
Yeah, 6 is kind of an odd number. I feel like I've played a ton of 5s and 4s and 7s, but not 6. Changes the game just slightly.
Yeah, quite a few of these Aussie players will be playing a pro league because they're starting in Australia, which is 6-on-6 mixed gender.
Cool, 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 cool.
So yeah, three of each gender.
They have a program like that in DC too.
Smith puts it up to Agua. Oh, and under pressure. That was a dangerous pass. Yeah, Emma Belicio doing well to help out defense there. And you could see a collision was coming. Did well not to hurt each other. And Bridget will take it to front end zone. Throws a lofty pass to the middle. Ashley Nunn getting some yards now. Into the middle. Zoe Lewis. This could be the first break of the game. Emma Policio. Ashley Nunn calls from the sideline to beat Chile, and there's a call on the field. And I'm going to be judging these game advice quite heavily in their hand signals. That was not the correct hand signal for call on the field, but we'll let him off this time.
Someone on the sideline said guns up.
Yeah, that was
showing off your muscles.
That is the signal for pick, but you also wave your arms first to signify call on the field.
Quick turn.
2 quick turns, and the Philadelphia team have the chance to get the first break of the game.
Emma picking up the disc to Hannah Short.
Short now. A lot of lateral cuts in front of her.
They need to clear out. I think they should take 3 people out.
Oh, and an unfortunate drop by Emma. First point with a lot of turnovers. Esther gets inside to Shiori Agawa. Smith in plenty of space. Looking for the inside channel, and there it is. Great goal, Casey Guo.
That's a great goal to number 3, Casey Guo. Scout AO defense is 2-0.
Does someone on the All-Star team have a whistle?
I do not know if someone on the All-Star team has a whistle.
It sounded like there was just a whistle.
It's a short walk back to the end zone for either team. It's going to be a high-paced game. And, it's going to be tough, I guess, with looks like 20 or so on both rosters. Playing 6-a-side, you're going to get less points.
They're quick, though. Hopefully they're, knowing what Margie had told me, like what her goals for the season were for Green, the younger players getting as much playing time as some of the older, more experienced players. I can imagine they have pretty open lines here, rotating through. So hopefully the high pace of the game is keeping people, engaged enough and warm enough.
So no break so far. The All-Stars lead as they started on offense. You'll see a lot of the players on the sidelines using hand signals on this All-Star team. That's because they don't all speak the same language, so how they call their defenses and offenses is actually a collection of hand signals and gestures. So I'll give you one little tap on a shoulder will indicate which side they're forcing. That's one for all the coaches out there who will be playing them next.
Gotcha, yeah.
They have other little signals.
In.
Yeah. Which is actually really cool, and it's a good system
fabulous.
that Alyssa divided. Alyssa came up with to help the non-English speaking players understand what's going on in defense, and that is a bricked pull. Becca Baldwin.
She's a GMG rookie this year.
Tries to throw down the line and does so well. Dawson. Still on that far sideline. Having to go backwards. Oh, and hitting the fan, an actual fan, not one of the people fans, but one of those air propulsion devices. Meehan now. Oh, and again, neither team being that focused on their D-line offense. They've had the opportunities, they really need to convert them. Dana Bihar getting the swing. Just kind of moving with the handler so far. More space there. Oh, and they get the space. Oh, and fumbled and caught.
Holds on to it.
Yeah, that was one of those classic several fumbles. It was going around for a while.
I don't want to blame the sideline for what's going on right now, but I need you to be a lot louder and a lot more hype.
You can see Green Means Go doing well to kind of work through their handlers and then hitting the end zone when needed. But that bobbling several times. I think she might even use her knee at that one stage.
I think that was Charlotte Edelstein. Another Haverford girl. There are 3 Haverford girls on Green Means Go this year. They went to Haverford for college. That's what I mean by Haverford girl.
Oh, and a good effort of the pull, just landing a yard or 2 out of bounds. And it's going to be bricked. Megan Kufus with the disc, coming out in a horizontal stack. 3 and 3. sticking to the traditional tactics of ultimate, although
Some nice clearing, though.
Yeah, doing well to keep the spacing, which is, a great D, read the play very well. Kana Kobayashi, Harry Kim now. Gets the swing to EJ. Nice to inside, tight lane. Sangi does well. They're close.
Margie with a tight mark.
Reeve, Sangi. Oh, and Sangi on her knees tries to throw to Vera. That a bit unusual. She puts her hands to her face. I'm not.
Major points of creativity.
Yeah, I don't know about the drop knee pivot there. I see the great layout D by Kana Kobayashi early in that point, and she actually has a foam roller that vibrates. I think I've seen one of those before, but seems to be effective there, helping her out.
Yeah, she's working out her kinks after game. Ready to lay out again. Pocket.
Nice high-release backhand over space. Meg Wadlinger. Now getting the inside lane. Good one-handed catch by Margie Guy, the captain, looking to the end zone. He's going to have to dump it.
Did they shorten the stall for this game too?
As far as I'm aware, no.
Okay.
Definitely hasn't been a stall out yet. Emily Friedberg, Burko, as she's more casually known as.
Burko is someone who is from this area, moved away for a few years, and has now returned. I was looking at the list of teams that players have played for prior to GMG, and she has the most with 7 teams prior to GMG.
I think I'll be using that initialism as well, GMG, from now on. It's quite a mouthful, the team name.
Yes.
Gets the round swing off. Back to Friedberg. Megan Kufis. Guy keeping possession well, but not getting a huge amount of yards here. Now tries the crossfield blade. Kana in a good position, and she gets her second D of the point. That one just not blady enough. And now Harry Kim is going up, has to try and keep position. And coming over the top is Margie Guy. Again, you see there Kim in separation, but you just can't throw a disc like that. It's going to be hovering.
Margie caught up.
It's got to be bladier. It's got to get there faster. Lead the receiver. Margie making it a deep cut now herself.
Koof is stretching the field. We just saw her behind the disc.
Kufis goes up line. They have that reset down. First time they're going up line, then looking for someone else coming back for the swing. Again, keeping possession, but struggling to get yards downfield. Good defensive pressure from the All-Stars. Naj getting lots of touches. And a drop by Margie. Maybe she's getting tired out there as they have to really grind out that point.
Running in very tight formation.
Looks like Sangi's calling a timeout straight away. Good idea to call one when in possession, this D-line. They've struggled to convert. And hopefully now with a bit of time to discuss tactics, get a bit of a breather, they can get the first break of the game.
Does the All-Star team have any end zone plays that you've seen in the 2-ish games that you've played so far?
I think they have isolating certain players, but they've had a lot of defensive looks and strategies, considering like their first game was yesterday. I saw maybe 4 or 5 different defensive strategies. They're forcing middle, they had a zone, they're doing a kind of force straight up to change. They're doing a lot of different tactics for a team that had basically met that day, or a lot of them had. And I was thinking, Alyssa, we might be overloading these players with a lot of information, but clearly they're great players and have probably played all those tactics before, and it didn't bother them at all. They picked it up straight away. And that was great, especially for the first game, to be able to get that early tactics on board.
Yeah, to get to try out all those looks and see, what works. So we'll see. Maybe we'll see an end zone play that will be tried out for the very first time here.
Yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe we'll just swing it and hit some on the break side.
I think it was good tactic, though, calling that timeout when in possession on defense, because that's been the flaw for both teams this game, Yeah, this could be a very pivotal point for them.
get a little separation and score.
Let's see what strategy they come with. Quite a short stack. Just 6 players, so 2 back, 4 in the line, and actually very close to the disc, leaving a lot of space actually in the end zone. The GMG players allowing the offense to set up first before deciding what they're going to do on defense. Disc is now in. Sangi with it. Looking for Harry Kim, who goes up line. And that is a crazy throw. Not sure if that was the planned. Holly Reeve, though, left isolated in the stack. Getting high in the stall count. Kana Kobayashi now with it. Trying to tread the needle. Going backwards now. Harry Kim to Reeve. That one was close to the defender, Naz. And they get it to the front end, and that's the first break of the game. And it looks like it is a goal.
What was that throw?
Yeah,
Can we get a replay of that?
Vision somewhat blocked here, but that is an important score for the All-Stars.
Oh, she toes the line to stay in. Nice job.
Yeah, just about there. Vera Sethuraman didn't have much room to play with. I think they're actually practicing this before the game, practicing towing the line as they're throwing each other. That's something that will happen quite a lot indoors. Is
yeah, absolutely. Smart.
Yeah, just does well to slow down her pace and tiptoe her way to the first break of the game. Holly Reeve with the assist, the youngest player on this All-Star team at 19 years old.
Oh, wow. Where is she from?
She is from Australia and plays with Pie Wagon, who were playing at the World Ultimate Club Championships. I believe she lives in Sydney. I don't know if she lives on Wallaby Way. Could be next door neighbor of our good friend P. Sherman.
That's where most of my knowledge about Australia comes from. That's very helpful.
Yeah, a cult classic there, and the AO All-Stars finding their first break of the game. And this is a blade pull. I was waiting for that to happen. And it looks like it's a good tactic. Is that one difficult to stop the roll?
Definitely gave them time to get down.
That's what I want to see indoors, and now looking to get 2 in a row. Staying patience there. Mickey with the disc now. Throws the dangerous crossfield throw, and Sneha tries to toe the line. Does well not to hurt her fans as well.
That was very graceful.
We are jam-packed here in the Starfinder Arena, so this goes back to GMG.
The Cutters are doing a great job stretching the field, giving themselves lots of space to move around in.
Cook now.
Hannah short with the disc.
Ooh, and that one's going to be close to the line. Looks like they're going to have a chat about it. Emma Policio. Hard to call when there's not actually a physical line. They just have some cones. Can't quite see in the replay, but it was very close.
Emma's also a very honest person, so I feel like if she was out, she would call herself out. Emma's from Temple University. She just graduated recently. She studied architecture there. She played on Independence last year, which is another women's team in the area that folded, and a lot of those teams, a lot of those players went to green this year.
I think in these situations where, you know, the line isn't perfectly straight, it's not a
redo makes so much sense.
It's not a physical barrier. You should maybe give it back to the offense. That seems like the fairest thing to do, and it'll probably come up more in the game if we just have the standard of what we're going to do in those situations.
Absolutely, a standard, like a jump ball type of standard. Like, oh, yep, just give it back to the next person. So there you go.
And Bridget with a blunder there. Guy looking to waste no time. Nikki Dunmo raised her hand up in the end zone, just wants to send to her. Comes back under now. Oh, and that a dangerous throw. That's her second turnover the point. She wants to get on the disc and wants to make stuff happen, but maybe just a little trigger happy there. Throwing one up to the fans in the balcony. High release backhand is going to be eaten up by Esther Davidas. And there was a free player in the end zone. Then have to swing to Nikki, who is usually a player you find in the end zone, but likes to wander back. Oh, to the handler set. And again, Esther Davidas. There's two soft turnovers there from the All-Stars.
It was a good look. Good thought. Would have been better with a hammer.
Deep shot is there straight away.
Nice.
And I think maybe Greenman's goal is possibly running too much in this field.
You think so?
Yeah, again, a lot of time play indoor tactics, we'll just throw the space for people. Isolate the break side, isolate a bit of area of the field. And because when you're running full pelts like those players are, you run out of space so quickly, you kind of have to
good point.
Leave space for yourself. Often we'll play like an ISO, just send everyone to the end zone, have one person in the middle of the field, and if they have that space to get free, you can just lead them with an easy throw. This now sent around to Catherine Spin. Not sure if that was the intended receiver. And there's Dunmore where you want her in the end zone, using those long limbs to get a goal.
Number 12, Michaela Dunmore. With another goal.
Was that another break for the All-Stars?
I believe it was. That's 2 in a row. Quite a messy point there. They'll get another break on this board.
I'd like to remind you that this game is being played to 15, meaning halftime will be at 8. That means the raffle, which will also
That's
be
Ken
announced
Wells
at
on the microphone
halftime,
for the fans.
is fast approaching. I'd like you to direct your attention.
Yeah, unfortunately the stadium announcer not quite up to date what rules we're playing today, which is made up rules by the coaches about 10 minutes before the game.
Agreed upon rules. They're real rules.
Yeah, we're not playing make-believe here. That's where you want to see Mickey Dunmall in the end zone. She likes to wander back to hand the set, wants to get involved, but she needs to stay where she does her best, and that is catching goals.
Alcoholic beverages for those of you over 21. Please make your way over to the raffle stand. If you win the alcohol and are under 21, we will hold it for you until your 21st.
The guy who is the hype man and I are actually on the same club team on Westchester Loco. We've played together for the past 2 years on various Westchester teams.
Looking for a 3 in a row now.
Another blade. Oh, stopped. Stopped very nicely. Well done.
Yeah, a bit more ready for the blade pull. Again, grinding out the others, playing a vertical stack here. Rubino getting high in the stall count. Gets the around. Well kept in bounds by Dina. Oh, big break swing and and a drop. Meg Wadlinger on the mark now. Hannah Kobayashi does well. Oh, and drops
nice pressure D from Rubino.
There's been a few little drops in there. I think it might be to do with this quite a lot of humidity in this room.
There's a lot of humidity here. I was going to say Dina or Rubino is from Florida. Maybe she's used to this humid weather, and that's why she's scoring so much.
Disc now back with Taylor. Shoots the inside of Kana Kobayashi, gets a quick continuation. Oh, great effort. It looked to me like it was in bounds. Is it going to be called a goal? And that is Kyra from the Philippines. I can see our cameramen are trying to signal inbounds. And it looks like it is a goal. Not sure if they're going to believe me, though. Kyra doing her best to smile and discuss this one.
The Philippines is another country that has a robust beach ultimate scene.
And we see a few of these Green Means Ghost players looking at the replay. Looks like it's going back. To me, that's a goal.
That looks in, yeah. Looks like her bottom landed.
Yeah, towing her knee there. But this will go back. Meehan.
Nice
swing around
swing.
now. Kyra with the disc. Shoots it to the end zone. Nice blade on that. Doesn't let the defender get there. Minori Yahata. And it looks like it's going to be half time, which is actually the 40-minute mark, which happens to be 8. So it's quite coincidental there.
Yeah. Like we planned it.
That's right.
And as Minoru Yahata with the goal was acting as a translator for this team, so pretty much any time head coach Alyssa Weatherford talks, Yahata translates in Japanese, so a big role on the team there.
Yeah.
And I believe we're going to have a 10-minute half, so time to put the kettle on, get a cup of tea ready. More exciting ultimate to come in the second half.
What you need, then you get close. Underneath rhymes, I'ma need mine too, like I need yours. So rejuvenating, musing, mating, grooving through the ropes on the coast when maneuver, making, choosing, raking through on a cruise to the innermost. See a host making toast with a hostess with the focus and ferocious love to share. Get it on an ocean of a potion, lotion, rub it on and need some right there. Only love, give right above, can find there's plenty room to glide. Cause only love survives this love, so ride now gently in tonight. What I want, I know what I need affection, yeah, gotta work that out for me. I know what I want, I know what I need affection, no. I know what I want, I know what I need affection, yeah, gotta work that out for me. I know what I want, I know what I need affection.
Unsteady amongst the stampede, while she tries to control my thoughts. Stars hollow like holes in the sky, sent to sleep in a sea of shoebox. I'm just so lonely, baby. I don't know how to do it, babe. I just keep on talking to myself. It feels like I'm going insane. Sniffing harder and harder, staining clothes in the mud, joining hands with the joke, sweep truth under the rug. Keep one eye on the future, the other in the past. My third eye on the meaning, and my fourth on the
To you without inviting, you may try to win the line or get the gift card to Comcast Xfinity Live, one of the bars in Philadelphia. I'm led to believe. Fine establishment, fine establishment. Remember, as these players take the field, that they embody the spirit of the game, and that nothing they ever do is at the expense of said spirit of the game. I have a little acronym called NATIOs that I like to use to remember that. Never at the expense of spirit, folks. NATIOs.
Welcome back to the Asia-Oceanic All-Star Tour. We're in the second half of the game. All-Stars leading 8-4 against Green Means Go. We're here in the indoor soccer arena, Starfinder. Interesting game, different tactics, different rules. It's all going on here in Philadelphia. Liam Grant alongside Eileen Regan, aka Peach. Eileen, what did you make of that first half?
I think the Asia-Oceanic All-Stars were a little bit better at adjusting to the space and having short, quick throws, whereas Green Means Go was a little bit less able to adjust as quickly. But I think coming out of the half, we'll see some different looks from them. They've already, had this turn, which is nice. Not so nice, sorry. They turned it, which is bad.
Yeah, no biases here in the commentary booth whatsoever. I see another hook going up as well. Yoshida trying to chase that one down, and just a little too far. And both teams trying to air themselves out in the second half.
Yeah, using the whole field. It's Kufis with the disc, swinging to Margie. Quick pass to Burko in the middle. Kufis with the disc again in power position, but she puts that back in. kind of just small ball here. Come on, Kalia. Oh.
And there's a bit of contact there as all players rushing into the middle of that end zone.
Looks like a foul call.
Looks like there's going to be a call here with...
Yeah, it looks like Kalia's calling a foul. Maybe a strip foul. Contested strip foul, it seems like. That's hard. It seemed like the defender was in this space before Kalia, but they were both, you know, they were both attacking it at the same time. Kalia wasn't necessarily looking where she was going.
Yeah, Vera Setaraman stepping across there. Maybe it was a strip call?
I think so. I think Kalia thought she had stopped rotation. Oh.
Doing well to avoid contact, making that play, but it will go back.
Margie Guy with the disc. Koof is setting up as her dump. Kind of a poach defense, it looks like, from the All-Stars. Margie with a quick pass to Naj, goes up line. Naj swings to Koufis. Koufis over to Margie. Margie kind of all over the field at this point.
Ollie Reeve now picking it up. Takana Kobayashi. He's doing a lot of pointing once. Cutters to move for her. Vera shoots it up into the tight space. Yoshida looks to the far end zone, but it will in fact be another goal for Minoru Yahata. Extend the lead to 5 now, 9-4.
So coming out of half with a break. Good start for the All-Stars. Probably a little discouraging for Green.
Yeah, I think they're doing well against that zone, moving through it, but then when they come to the match defense, I think they need to isolate players more. I almost think there's too many players running for Green Means Go, and that's just too hard in a small, compact field.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they could really benefit from using more isolation plays. It seems like, you know, they're not having trouble getting open. They're not having any, you know, disc trouble. There's obviously no wind because we're indoors, so their skills are pretty on point. Yeah, isolating and kind of giving their players, their cutters downfield, some room to breathe and to work and to lock in with whoever has the disc.
Minoru Yahata with a goal there, and playing very well in this game. Usually plays with Swampy Barrage in Japan. And I think a lot of the Japanese players are used to playing in maybe smaller spaces, not going for those big cuts, those deep runs, but more kind of leading people to the break side, short, quicker passes. They're doing well in these tight spaces.
Looks like we have Hannah Short fielding the pull, getting it off to Jocelyn right away. Got cuts from the front of the stack. Lindsay Arnone with the disc. Gets it over the side, hit Jocelyn again. Quick center to Hannah Short. Oh, Hannah tries to air it out.
And that was a dirty hand block by Shiori Ogawa. You could hear that one all the way on the sideline. Hope her hand is okay after that.
She's got those gloves on.
Oh, and Alicia with an unfortunate drop, gives it back to GMG.
Raven with the disc. Jocelyn's got it now. Hannah Short still pretty much the primary handler in the middle. Hannah Short doing a great job of just, you know, kind of inching forward little by little and getting that quick dump off if there aren't any upfield options. Lindsay trying to toe the line there.
Yeah, that up the line flick throw had the wrong edge in it, the IO drifting out of bounds. She never had a chance of catching it. Moe Sameshima.
I think the players, their hands are a little bit slippery since from the humidity in here. The sweat really has nowhere to go, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that is an interesting pass leading to the break side. Shiori Ogawa goes to ground. Now sends it back to Neil. Alicia. Oh, and again, another drop. And I think that you're right in saying, I think Coach Mike Gentile gesturing at us that their hands are very Wet,
slippery.
sweaty, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to grip a disc when your hands are a bit wet. Ashley Un comes up with the disc despite aggressive defensive play by Alicia. Lindsay Arnone shoots into the end zone.
And the crowd goes wild there. That was a big point for the home side. Needed that one as the All-Stars are starting to run away with it. But that was a great shot to the end zone there. Very fast, a bit more blade in it. No waiting around, get there quickly.
Yep. Her downfield receiver was ready for it. It was great.
As you see the replay of that hand block. And there you see a little more blade on that throw, falls a little quicker. Doesn't allow Moe to make the play.
That's Rachel Riviera with
making their handlers work for it.
They've been running very fast for, an hour now. That might be taking a little bit of a toll.
Sneha has Sangi going deep. Oh, and just overhead. Oh, and a great layout to try and recover it. Doesn't come off. The carry.
I see Becca Baldwin going to pick up the disc with Dina Behar back in the dump position for her. Margie setting the stack.
Hey, see Margie! Come on, Berko.
Margie with a nice break to the middle. Berko looking a little all over the place. Not too many good options for Berko there.
The carry now. Dunmall back in the handler position.
Great, Lemur, great.
Oh,
Med Waglinger with a D. That's what Meg's known for, run through Ds. Dina Behar picking up the disc. Meg setting up her cut. Dina's gonna look it off and see Margie on the break side. Margie with a deep look to Berko. She's got her.
great throw to the end zone. A bit of float on that one, but curved around the defender. She kept her position very well. And I think that might be the first break for Green Beans Go.
I think you're right. Nice, nice. Good to see them connecting on defense like that. Being able to take a defensive play and turn it into an offensive score.
So narrows the lead to just 3. As the score is now 9-6. And yeah, you need players to adjust the throws like you just did there. That's such an important part of this game. Something they wouldn't have been planning for as the lead up, thinking they were playing outdoors, but this is a crazy world we live in. Ultimate changes, where you're going to be playing, what happens. Well done to everyone involved for making sure the event went ahead.
Finding this star finder.
Yeah, and shout out to all their staff, so helpful. Very accommodating, wanted the chairs moved, signs put up, everything, and they were delightful to work with. I know they do quite a lot of youth reach, and you see the banners here, soccer for social change, and that's very much part of what the All-Star team is about, social change and gender equality, and that's something that's relevant here in Philadelphia as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, PATA, the Philadelphia Area Disc Alliance, has taken a number of steps the past couple of years to address some gender equity issues, specifically in making sure that league can be run 4 men, 3 women a majority of the time. It's been one of the big things we've focused on.
Neil now at the disc. Esther to roll. Ogawa. Back to Neil. Ogawa. And Neil playing a bit of give-go here. And Moe Samashima heats Neil. She's been dominating this game and gets an assist to her name. That's a great goal. Casey in the front of the end zone.
Kind of going back to what I was saying before about PATA, something that was really impressive to me was that they have taken the initiative to contact women who are playing in leagues who have not signed up the subsequent year, and kind of, you know, just getting in touch with them to see what the reasoning was behind it, you know, if there's anything that could be changed, or if there are any other kind of like modifiable things that could be done to make PATA a more welcoming place for female players.
Great work going on here in Philadelphia. Looks like another timeout being called there. Perhaps just trying to get a quick huddle in before this next point starts. Yeah, a lot more games coming up in this tour. We'll be going to Washington tomorrow, take on DC Scandal, followed by a game in Boston against Group Squad. It's a jam-packed schedule for fans and players alike.
It's amazing.
Also for bus drivers like myself.
Oh, you're the bus driver too?
Of course, that's my main role. It's 90% driving the bus and about 5% banter on the sideline. We also had some fun last night in New York. We went out, saw
Good,
some sights.
good.
I think a lot of players who were at Worlds just happened to be in New York after the tournament, so we got some people out there as well, had a lot of fun. And they hand it straight back to the All-Stars. Kyra, Yahata. Nice inside throw to continue it. Hits it straight away, and that is a beautiful offensive play. Quick motion. Beautiful, beautiful offense.
Just doing work and getting it done. Yeah, you hate to see that. Just an easy drop. Doesn't look like the GMG is too deterred, though. They're still cheering for each other as they meet in the middle of the field.
This is a lovely inside throw, which sets up an easy cut for Kana Kobayashi. You see what Kana's doing there. She was just sat at the back of the end zone, allowing the handlers to have their space and movement, and just waits for the right time to make that cut, and does it exceptionally well. And that's maybe something that Allstars have done better. It's just better spacing, and sometimes you just got to stand still and let other players cut.
The thrower, too, did a great job of controlling her momentum enough to stabilize and be able to throw a nice, I think you say buttery throw.
I haven't been a buttery biscuit yet this game. I'm waiting for, usually it comes to me naturally, for usually a big hook, preferably upwind.
I see.
There's not going to be many upwind hooks, I think, in this game.
Green's offense strategizing over there on the line. On the line right now is Zoe and another girl whose nickname is Raven, Juliet Chung. They both play in the D3 division of the college division. I know Zoe's been a Donovan finalist, which is the D3 version of the Callahan, and Raven was nominated as Player of the Year multiple times. There goes Zoe deep, just stretching it out. Dis-center to Hannah Short. Oh, there's a pick. A lot of scrambling on the field. Looks like you have Rachel Rivera deep. Hannah flips it to Jocelyn. Juliet holding on to it a little bit longer than I think some of the other players. Hannah with a big backhand. Ashley Un comes down with it. Turns around for a flip. Hannah with a, oh. Everyone's getting very into the pick call.
Yeah, it's good to see the players echoing that hand signal. Everyone knows what's going on. Yeah, there's a clumped up stack in the middle of the end zone.
Yeah, they need to clear out. It's a tiny end zone. Juliet Raven again with the disc. Jocelyn back, flips it back to Juliet. See Rachel open in space. Oh, gets D'd.
And a great interception there by Yoshida. Shutting down that front corner.
Hey, we're home. Zoe, look, Zoe.
Swings around to Meehan, who wants to air one out. EJ chasing this down. Can't get a read on it though. That one just going straight over her head and couldn't see the angle of the disc. Looks like Taylor signaling she might call a timeout straight away.
That looked like a timeout. Jocelyn with the disc, airing it out again. Let's go, Zoe. A little short.
Home, Zoe, home, Zoe, home.
Sangi shooting to Vera, gets up well. Looks like this one is not in, but again, oh, and a big D.
Rachel Rivera on the D.
Yeah, looks like Yoshida we're going to get the bookends.
Hannah short with the disc. Green is fired up. All the players on the field working hard.
And a pick called again. And it's probably been happening more with the GMG offense than the All-Stars.
Come back, Rachel.
Looks like Raven is calling a foul. Coming in on 0. Zoe setting up as her dump.
Oh. And both players catching at the same time, so we'll stay with the offense.
All right, that was so quickly resolved. Zoe with the disc in the middle. Zoe hucks it, but there's a pick. We'll see if it affects.
Yeah, I think if it's before the throw and players stop, it will go back.
Yeah, if it affects the throw. Oh, right, we're playing
WFDF
rules, excuse me. So it just always goes back.
If it affects the play is the rule. I think Sophie Taylor did stop running, so I think it will probably go back.
Gotcha, gotcha.
If it's, that is if it's before the throw. If it's after the throw, you do have to catch it and establish possession then. And then you decide later if it will go back.
A little bit of discussion on the field. Zoe's my summer league captain. She leads the charge on a weekly basis. Zoe tapping the disc in. See, cuts from Raven. Here we go. Oh, a little bit high. She stays with it. Gets D'd.
Meet him now. Yoshida drives up line. Yoshida now gets the break side to Taylor. Meehan working hard. Again, always wants a quick continuation, but can't get it to her. EJ now hitting a tight window of the break side. Well towed in
Nice
by
throw.
Meehan. Did some amount of running in that point.
Again, a nice, stable backhand for the score.
That is the AO All-Stars 12th goal of the game. And New York, Philadelphia GMG at 6.
EJ with that around throw. Happy faces all around here in the Starfinder Sports Complex. All-Stars now with a 5-point lead.
Margie guys signaling that the green offensive line is ready, but All-Stars haven't. The coaches are still in the field.
Harry Kim will take the pull for the All-Stars. Again, maybe took a little too long at this point and have done so in previous games. I see another roll blade.
Becca Baldwin picking up the disc, swinging it to Dina. Back to Becca Baldwin.
This is like a zone defense from the All-Stars, counting every pass.
Margie airing it out, finds a tall receiver, Becca in the end zone. Can't quite come down with it.
And it's Catherine Smith with the big catch, climbing the stairs, much like a Rocky montage.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like there's been some discussion here. Bit of contact in that one. You hear the buzzer in the stadium signaling this one's going to go back. Looks like Smith had boxed out well, but a bit of argy-bargy in there for sure.
Disc from Margie. Margie has a disc. See Meg Wadley on the field, Leamer, Burko, and Becca Baldwin. Becca coming in. Burko on the break side. Quick flip to Dina. Leamer a little hesitant on her cut. Meg Wad with the disc on the sideline. Swings it to the middle to Becca. Becca goes all the way around with it. Nice job, Becca. Leamer's back to Becca in the middle.
Good defensive pressure from the
Great
AO All-Star
pressure.
zone. I think that's why the coaches took so long starting this point, is they were calling a zone, but they hadn't obviously planned for a 6-person zone. So I guess deciding positions on the line, kind of making it up as they go.
Yeah.
So Smith has the disc. Yahata. Chin. Sneha in the open lane, but this will go around Smith. And it's quite a stagnant vertical stack. And Smith is going to look deep as she airs out a flick. This is going to be hotly contested and easily taken down.
Becca Baldwin comes down with it.
I think that was a frustration throw more than anything. Smith was not happy with what she saw in front of her. Saw maybe not the best deep option and just decided to throw it anyway.
They're doing a great job swinging the disc, but not really able to attack downfield with it. They'll swing all day, but maybe the timing with the cutters and the handlers is not quite there. I'm not sure what they can do to fix it. They're swinging it so well, though.
And Kobayashi.
Those fakes are beautiful.
Oh, it's Catherine Smith going to catch this one. They stopped wondering if it was in or out of bounds, and eventually she jams it in. Brilliant fakes by Kana Kobayashi to open up the play. Smith stealing the assist. Had she left that one for Kyra, it would have been an easy goal. But she gets the goal anyway. Good fakes there from the AO All-Star team to create space in the break side.
It's beautiful, moving the marks around. Yeah, the green team, Green Means Go is swinging it. They're hitting their players, but they're just not moving it down the field, or they're not. There's, you know, you swing to make space and then attack with like a long throw, and they're kind of missing those last few parts of it.
Yeah, and as an indoor player myself during the winter season in Ireland, I'm a little frustrated. Both teams, their offense is so not really indoor offense. They're still kind of playing an outdoor style game. And sometimes you just run too much, you clog. You're not actually going to get free, and you're not getting yards, especially those unders. If you're running so fast for an under in this much space, you often just end up where the disc balls are ready. It's very hard to grind unders up the field because you're only getting maybe a yard or two each time as your momentum carries you back towards the disc. Yeah, it's an unusual game.
Hannah Short fields the pull. Tries to center it to Bridget Cook, but Bridget Cook is covered. Looks like the All-Stars are in a zone again. Let's see some more hammers. Let's open this up. Emma stepping back into the handler set. Kind of wheeling and dealing back there. Katie Schreiber dishing it off, chiseling into the cup. Hannah getting a nice dishy as well. I've seen Hannah throw hammers before. Oh!
That one gathered up quite easily by Neil.
Yeah.
Nikki Dunmore. Nice Harley's pass, and now an easy goal for Moe Sameshima. That zone offense, not the May West there for GMG.
It's stifling them. I want, you know, the kind of the poppers to find those open spaces for handlers to hit them with that quick hammer or that quick scuba.
And discussion now whether the time cap has been reached.
Making the score 14-6. I'd like to use this time to remind you to head on over to the raffle stand.
Yeah, that zone defense, I found maybe GMG needed to stretch the deep a little more. They were all in the same space in the field, and I think with indoors and the short field, everywhere is a threat. Most players can hit anywhere quite easily, so they needed to spread that out, find some space, and it looks like that is the end of the game. So that is a win for the AO All-Stars, 2 in a row. A little bit of confusion whether the game is actually finished or not.
Want to play one more? One more?
I think that's what I was saying. One more. Next goal wins, maybe.
The power of chanting.
So we're going to play one more.
Great.
Looks like both teams taking their time with this one. Want to finish on a high note. Interesting to see if they'll try that zone again.
GMG still in good spirits. I think that's a good testament to the core values of the team. Probably lining up with a lot of those that the All-Stars are trying to spread in terms of always playing with joy, I think is what they try to say. It looks like the GMG team is very joyful right now, despite being down 13-7.
Harry Kim holds up the area disc as this ball is coming in.
Looks like Naj will pick up the disc. Kalia streaking deep. Sun is hit to Kufis. Kufis fakes the around, hits Lemur. Yeah! Kufis lays out to save a little bit errant throw. Oh! And then we see another beautiful layout from the All-Stars.
Yeah, Kana Kobayashi has been on fire this game. Not really an offensive player there, but she was there to watch the house, mind the end zone, so looks like they have an opportunity to break for the win now. EJ. Saunders up to the front of her own end zone. Immediately tries a high release flick into the middle of the stack. I'm not sure if she would have tried that if the game was a bit tighter. Harry Kim looking for a reset. Instead shoots up line to Kobayashi, who wastes no time shooting the end zone, and that is a goal. Vieira with the game-winning goal. Great play from both teams. These unusual circumstances, but both teams doing their best, and positive vibrations all around this indoor stadium. So what is your take-home point of this game? What are the conclusions you've come to?
I am actually very happy to see how far women's development has come, or the development of female players in Asia. I played there in 2010, 2012, and I know the Japanese women have had a legacy of sending very strong teams to world competitions, but throughout the rest of Asia, you didn't really see as competitive playing or as competitive players. But this is almost a complete 180. These are very skilled, knowledgeable, aggressive players, and that's just so wonderful to see. Even if my hometown team didn't quite pull it through, I think everyone can agree this is a great showcase of female athleticism.
Yeah, it's something that these All-Stars will take back to their home countries, the experiences they've learned coming up against top US sides. So I'm sure that will trickle down to the whole ultimate community there, what they've learned. Yeah, just that's round 2 over and done with, but plenty more to come. As said, coming to Washington, D.C. tomorrow, we'll be taking on Scandal. Another one in a row, 4 games in a row total for the All-Stars. Not to mention all the driving and cross-country antics that are happening.
And bonding, right? You can't, like, you got to be bonding on something like this. Like, what an amazing experience to be able to have.
As we run through some of the highlights of the game, that was Yoshida getting between 2 receivers to make a great play. And then,
Rachel
unfortunately,
Rivera
can't get the bookends. Rivera denying her that opportunity.
taking off like Superwoman. Margie with a deep throw. I think this is the one Burko catches. Oh no, the one to Becca Baldwin.
Yeah, Catherine Smith getting big there. Yeah, unusual game, unusual circumstances, but great ultimate nonetheless.
I think this bodes well for the future of international ultimate. I have to admit I probably pay more attention to, you know, club championships than world games, just because oftentimes the United States is kind of winning all of their games. But seeing this, you know, in a couple of years, maybe we'll see some like top Asia countries coming out with women's teams being able to challenge the likes of Fury and Brute Squad and Riot. You know, Molly Brown, that were all there dominating the women's division.
Yeah, definitely the Japanese women's teams have been fantastic. We know they won a gold medal in London in the under-23s championships, catching the USA out in that division. But yeah, usually hope for one team outside the US to stop the clean sweep. Couldn't happen at the World Ultimate Club Championships this year. It was the Russian women who denied US last year at the beach championships. But yeah, I think I won't be surprised to see a few of these athletes on the field getting a gold medal in the future as they huddle up, I think, before their Spirit Circle. Something that Mary Neal suggested, that they talk as a team before the Spirit Circle so they can discuss what the Spirit was like, that the whole team can have an input, and then the captain can relay that. So that was a great game. We'll leave you shortly as we'll be heading to the restaurant and then off to Washington tomorrow. Big shout out to our sponsors, Tokai Cleats. You see all the players wearing them here. Coming out of France, got a pair myself after doing a little review for them, so I love them.
They look great.
Yeah, but we'll leave you now. Liam Grant alongside Eileen Regan. Great game. Eileen, any final thoughts?
Not too many. This is great. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming to Philadelphia. I'm glad you guys were able to put us on your tour. And thanks for having me. It's my first time commentating, and I had a great time.
Natural. So thanks very much for joining us, and stay tuned for more great Ultimate this week.
5, 4, 6.
Alti.tv